Okay, this is the last of the basic parabola videos, and this is my second time at doing this because I ran up against YouTube's 15-minute limit, and not all of us can afford a phone. Okay, let's see here. Y equals 4 x minus 3 plus 2. Okay, what I wanted to show you in this one, the last of the basic parabolas, is the h comma k type standard, where h is linked to x and k is linked to y. And this is very common to see these letters in math texts, which is why I'm going to use them. What that is it's the shift of the vertex, where you've got a vertex at x minus h comma y minus k. And a little earlier I talked about how this y minus k, you set it to 0, and that's important. And I'm going to do the same thing with the x, and the first point I'm going to find will be the vertex point, because that's your x equals 0 point. Well, if x minus 3 equals 0, then I got plus 3 x equals 3 is the point where x is 0. Okay, so if I have an x of 3, that's my equivalent to 0, which means that I've got 1/4 0. Oh, and this is supposed to be squared. So 0 squared, which all of that goes to 0, plus 2 equals 2. That is my new vertex point. Okay? Now, so the next point I was doing was I was going up 1, and I was doing a plus or minus whatever was next. However, that doesn't quite work anymore, and the reason why is simple. My vertex is no longer at 0, 0, so I'm no longer mirrored with a plus or minus right over the vertex. Because this is at 3, 2, am up here somewhere, so I'm mirrored across a new axis. And that axis, if you look at this, because I found the 0 point of 3, you can tell that that axis is the line that passes through x equals 3. Okay, so I'm going to go up 1 from there, so that's going to be 4, which is 1/4 of 1 squared plus 2, well, 2 is, I might as well say, 8/4, and that equals 9/4, because 1 squared So 1 times a quarter is a quarter. 1/4 plus 8/4 is a 9/4. Well, my other point in my plus or minus type thing would be one below this. So if I went up 1 to get 4, I go down 1 to get 2, which becomes the 1/4 of -1, which has the same answer. Okay? So that gives me my second point, 4,9/4, and its component point of 2,9/4. So the 9/4 part is the same. The 1 and 2 are different. And then I've got my third set of points. In fact, let me draw some more here and move this up. Okay. My third set of points, that are either above or below 3/2. Well, 3 plus 2 equals 5. 3 minus 2 equals 1. Both of these are going to represent a plus or minus 2. Okay, and plus or minus 2, it does not matter, because when I square it, in either case, it becomes 4. Okay, now 4 is going to go over there on to 1/4, and that's going to equal 1. I still have my plus 2, and I just clicked on something else for a second there. Please ignore that. So plus 2, so 1 plus 2 equals 3. Okay, that gives me the 2 points of 5, 3, and 1, 3. Okay, so now I have 5 points. A lot of teachers will only require you to do 3 points, but I'm doing a full 5 just in case. So let me, now this is all up in the quadrant 1 area. So I've got that. My highest x is 5. My highest y is 3. My lowest x is 2. My lowest y is 2. And that kind of becomes important for knowing what you have to put on the graph. So I've got my 3, 2, 1, and then 5. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's. Let's go 1, 2, 4, 5. And that's why it's important. It's just for getting the items on the graph properly. Okay, so let me, okay, I have 3, 2 as my new vertex, and this was that line of symmetry that I was talking about at x equals 3. Okay. I have 4 9/4 and 2 9/4. 4 9/4. Now 9/4 is about 1/4 above 2. So this 2 is a little high. So I'm just kind of going to shove it out there. But, this is a basic graph. It doesn't have to be 100% accurate. And you label the points. That's why you label them. 5, 3, and 1, 3. So 5, 3, and 1, 3. Okay. By labeling them, I make up for the mistakes in graphing. And so I'm going to have a very gentle curve here and a very gentle curve here, and then I'm going to have to label my points, and let's see here. That's not going to leave me much space for my vertex. And this is really good. If things get crowded, one thing that you can do is put in an arrow and draw it in. Okay? So that is the basic graph of y equals 1/4 x minus 3 plus 2, where that minus 3 and plus 2 gives you your h and k shift, in this case of 3 and 2. And your teacher may want you to write out all sorts of information like what's your h, what's your k, what's your vertex, and you should be able to derive all of that information from this and write out whatever he wants and make him or her happy.